Hi, so we are going to be planting some flowers in these hanging baskets because I planted seeds when it was nice and warm and sunny, 70s, and now it's been like this for the last week other than one morning being nice. So only one, it's hard to see, only one little flower decided to sprout and it's not doing too good. So I figured I will plant some other ones that my kiddos picked out at Walmart. They were supposed to help me, but they passed out on the way home. So they are in bed. These are stuck. We're just gonna flip them and let them fall so I don't rip them up. But they really like the petunias. They were also the only ones really blooming, so the only ones you could get good looks at. But I thought for sure more would take off. I have these little ones that are growing, but I did not plant. They're called Avens, A-V-E-N-S. And from what I saw on my plant finder and on Google is they're not considered a weed, but they kind of grow like a weed. But I got some in my garden bed I'll show you here soon that are a lot bigger. So I'm gonna just pull these ones out, and like these moss balls, patches, whatever you want to call them, just toss those. The birds will like those. And yeah, I'm not seeing any of the seeds that I planted sprouting even underneath, so we're just gonna redo it. But thankfully we got these at Walmart and they were pretty cheap. They're about $3 to $5 each depending on what we got. And I love petunias, so that's fine that they're a cheap flower. Petunias are actually one of my favorite garden flowers, just because they're like velvety and soft and pretty. I don't know what this little flower is that's growing. I hope it's not a weed, because if it's a weed, I'm gonna be sad. I'm growing weeds like crazy, but nothing else. Although I have garlic and onion planted, and those are growing amazingly. I just hope that they're going to produce as well as they are growing. That's a different story. I should use my plant scanner and scan this little seedling and see if it is big enough to identify yet. This one seems to have a mix. So you got some purples, some darker, and some pink. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, it's a Hurrah mix. Kind of hard to see because it's focused on me, but I'll just pop these in. I also got some snapdragons. I think that's what those other ones are. And then some yellow flowers over here. I think they might be pansies. Let's see. But they were in a 6-pack. Let's see, does it say? I don't think it has, but that's a pansy, right? That's a pansy. Yellow pansy. That's probably why it was the same price for a 6-pack as a 4-pack of petunias. So I'm going to leave the center on this one because that's where that seedling is. And like I said, hopefully it's one of my flowers because I did a huge mix of flowers. That's not growing very fast. That's why I'm not thinking it's a weed. Couple at an angle. See if that will help it like grow over the side. My mom got some beautiful petunia baskets today and they were just like... These are Snapshot Rose Snapdragons. So I was right that these are Snapdragons. They're so pretty looking though. I hope they do well. So we'll do these kind of at an angle too. See if I can't get them to really show themselves. And then today while we were at the nursery, Chuck had called and he was like, oh, well, the hanging baskets are on sale, you should get one. And I was like, no, I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't need more flowers, blah, blah, blah. So I told him, yeah, I'm not gonna get them. But then I found out that their fruit trees were also 50% off. So I ended up getting a cherry tree and currant bush because I grew up having currants in the yard and we make like apple currant jelly or add it to pies and it was delicious. So I'm gonna get some growing so I can recreate those recipes I like. Plus, my goal with having our own house and yard is that we can produce as much food of every kind on our own. So, I mean, they're 50% off. So what would have been 150 was actually 70. And yes, that is not 50%. That's because if you use cash, you got an additional 5% off. So I paid half with cash and then the other half on the card. So I got that 5%. Pansies don't need a lot of space. You can try to squeeze them in too. I want big overflowing baskets, but not too big where it kills anything. These babies are dry. I need to get them some water. There's that little seedling. I really hope it's, you know what, I'm gonna scan it. Scanned it and it gave me said it was lettuce. And then I was like, well, I did plant lettuce, or I had lettuce seeds, and I think I gave them to my kids. So we might have put lettuce in there. But then I scanned it 2 more times just to like see if it gave anything else, and it gave me different answers each time. So I don't know. So I'm gonna go with it's probably lettuce. It's just not growing very fast, but it could just be a weed. I don't know. But what I'm gonna do is just let it grow, and if it develops lettuce, then we'll have lettuce. And if not, then we either have a flower or a seed or a weed. But we have these all done. I need to give them a good drink of water because they are drier than heck, even though it's been nonstop rain lately. It was just easier to grab the hose. So we're gonna give them a good drink and then hang them up. All right, so here are some of my onions growing. They're doing really darn good. Look at how strong those are looking. And then here's that Avon flower I was telling you about that was really tiny that I ended up just tossing back there because there's about 1.5 feet of clearance of dirt, and so I planted them there. So maybe I'll transfer these over there too. But look how cute those are gonna be. But I think that's spinach coming up right there. So what I did right over here was I took some cucumbers, some spinach, and carrot seeds, and I made a cornstarch water mixture, and I put them in there once it cooled so it wouldn't like cook them. And I mixed it all together, and then I literally came over to this dirt patch and I just smeared it and then covered it in dirt and watered it. Because I was seeing some videos that were talking about if you do that, the cornstarch little mixture that the seeds are in will help keep them moisturized to guarantee that they will germinate. And so I did that, and it's been about 3 weeks, and it looks like at least the spinach is coming in. I'm hoping that I have these. I'm hoping those, oh, and beets. I did beets. Little beets. The beets are coming in. And there's some more. So I don't see any carrots yet. I know carrots take a little longer to germinate, but I'm hoping that they will grow. And I'm hoping that I'm using the right word there. But anyway, these are my garlic. I was very haphazard with these. I dug a row and just dumped them in and covered them in dirt. And then I had some extra and I didn't know what to do with them, so I just tossed them. So like this one's not even in the dirt and it is growing. So I kind of, part of me is just like put some dirt on that one that's just like laying there uncovered. But my thing with that is I kind of want to see what it does so I can see what's happening under the ground. And I'm hoping that'll be a good little lesson to teach the kids, like, look how garlic grows. So we'll see. Yeah, I need a weed. I haven't done much. I've been having a lot of things happening in life, and I decided I'm just gonna be very haphazard with my gardening this year, so we'll see how it goes.